wish I could put it up more. Yeah.
I just realized, I think it's the one we were using for streaming. It might have been the internal mic that's turned up on this and not the,
Excellent.
the other way around.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know
The
which
camera
one.
mic
Is this plugged into, what is that,
it's
2?
2.
Yeah, let me just turn that up just to make sure, right?
Yes, sir. We are already live and on. So this is good. Appreciate you. Hey, Wayne, do you think it's charged up enough for me to unplug it? You think it's charged up enough for me to unplug it real quick? The camera. No. I just need to move it forward.
Yeah, I think, let me,
It should be good.
what does it say? I can't.
It don't say anything. Okay. It's just a quick little.
Yeah, and this is, I got some slack here if you need to move it forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
You should be up.
Yeah. We're all good. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you filming this thing?
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, sir! Hey, sir! All right.
Doing. Congratulations. Most definitely.
morning. You may be seated. Would you please listen to God's word? This is our prayer for this morning. Gracious God, we ask your blessing upon these young men who we honor today. We celebrate their capacity for creativity, or critical thinking, or focused effort. We are grateful that they and their families entrusted the Blue Ridge faculty and staff to engage them intellectually, morally, and spiritually. Thank you for the confidence to discover and explore new possibilities and knowledge to discern what is right and good and just. Enable them to draw upon the wisdom and experience of yesterday as they respond to the questions and concerns of tomorrow. Support our graduates as they continue to make a difference in the world and lead a life for the greater glory of God. Heavenly Father, whose blessed Son came not to be served, but to serve. Bless all who, following in his steps, give themselves to the service of others, that with wisdom, patience, and courage, they may minister in his name to the suffering, the friendless, and the needy, for the love of him who laid down his life for us, your Son and our Savior, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the graduating class of 2024. My name is Amber Wilkins, and I'm the Dean of Faculty here at Blue Ridge, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, and Blue Ridge community, welcome. We could not have asked for a better day to celebrate the spectacular class, a class that is as varied as one that I've ever seen, but one that has definitely left a lasting mark and maybe even a few more gray hairs than we'd like on many of us here. Graduation is a celebration, and we have much to celebrate and give thanks for today. It definitely takes a village, and to see this village come together today is a joyous occasion for sure. As part of this welcome today, I'd like to take a moment to call out each individual group that has had an impact and provided support to our graduates in so many ways. First, our deepest gratitude to the faculty and staff and their families, who played an integral role in shaping the minds and futures of our graduates. Your unwavering commitment to the mission of our school, helping boys reach their full potential, the late nights on duty, ensuring their safety and support, the countless class projects and lessons that have challenged these young men to think critically and try new things, the hundreds, and I mean hundreds of advisory innings and outings, the hours upon hours of driving and sitting on a minibus, taking boys to and from away games and afternoon activities, ensuring that they have full social lives and fun experiences. The number of times that you have had to say, Uggs aren't dress shoes, and the countless motivational speeches many of you have had to give to keep these guys going towards the finish line. Your tireless efforts have guided our students along this journey of growth and discovery. Thank you for your dedication, your time, your sacrifice, your passion, and your relentless support for these guys to get them to the finish line. To the parents, the guardians, and the families of our graduates who have traveled far and wide, some as far as Austria, others as close as Culpeper, and to those who join us virtually. Your support, your love, your encouragement, and your sacrifices have been the cornerstone of their successes. Your unwavering belief in their potential has helped them navigate the challenges they've encountered along the way. Today, we celebrate not only their achievements, but also the countless ways in which each of you have shaped their lives. You have given up a lot of time in partnership with us, and that alone is a sacrifice. Thank you for entrusting us with their education and for being an invaluable source of support to this school and this community. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into sending your son to a boarding school. You miss birthdays, many of our international families miss holidays, you miss milestones, you make financial sacrifices, but in doing so, you have provided them a lifetime of resources that will carry them through and to their next phase of life. Thank you for trusting us to be their guiding light, and and for allowing us to support your voice in this moment of growth. To our distinguished guests, our Board of Trustee members, our former faculty, friends, community supporters, thank you for joining us on this joyous occasion. Your presence here today is a testament to the collective pride and admiration we all share for our graduates. As I said earlier, it takes a village, and your encouragement and investment in their futures have undoubtedly contributed to their success as well. Thank you for believing in the power of education and for your unwavering support of our academic community. And last but certainly not least, the stars of the show, the class of 2024, our graduates, congratulations. You are the reason you have made it here today, and that alone deserves all the celebrations in the world. Gentlemen, humor me for a moment and stand up. All of you, stand up. Whether or not you have been here for 4 years or only 1 year, today marks a significant milestone in your journey, a moment to reflect on your accomplishments and a springboard for the adventures that lie ahead. Your perseverance, your determination, your resilience have brought you to this moment, and we could not be prouder of all that you have achieved. Take a look around at the place you're about to leave. No, really, take a look around. Look to the left at the people who you have built relationships with, who have supported you through some of your toughest times, who have celebrated your wins, and who have loved you even when you have made a mistake. They are proud of you. Look at the people behind you, your family, your friends, who have financially supported your efforts here, who have taken your late night phone calls and told you it would all be okay, and who stand here today so proud of you for pushing through. They are proud of you. Take a look at the guy standing next to you, your barren brother, the guy who played with you on the field, who sat with you in the dining hall, who woke you up for chapel and assembly when your alarm didn't go off, and who will for sure support you for years to come. He is proud of you. Look around at this place. Take in your surroundings and remember all the little things that in this moment might seem minuscule in comparison, but in years when you're thinking back on your time here, you will remember fondly. You're surrounded on all sides by a network of people who are proud of you, and below your feet is a place that will always be home. As you look out at this place that you've called home and you take in today's events, remember that the knowledge and experiences you have gained here will serve as the foundation for all of your future endeavors. You can do anything. Embrace the challenges, seize the opportunities, find your support network, and continue to pursue your dreams with the same passion and dedication that have brought you to this point. Be proud of yourself. Congratulations, class of 2024. Today is a celebration of you. You can sit down. A few really quick housekeeping and administrative notes before I pass things off when we kick this party off, all right? So bathrooms, they are in the New York Auxiliary Student Center directly behind you. If you just walk through those double doors and you go down the stairs, on the left is the gentleman's restroom and on the right is the ladies' restroom. There are numerous coolers throughout the lawn filled with ice water. It's going to get hot in a little bit, so make sure you stay hydrated, help yourself to those waters. If at any time you need medical assistance, there is a medical tent right here, and it's labeled, so please head that way or ask one of us and we'll get you to where you need to go with our amazing nursing staff over there. And finally, this is the most important. At the end of the service, we will process out, so please keep both of these aisles clear. And at the very end, when our graduates run off for a quick dress change, they're going to change. They're going to come barreling down this side out here, okay? You don't want to be in the way. If you want to make it out of Blue Ridge in one piece, you want to make sure you're out of the aisles, okay? They're going to come running down and jump in the lake. So thank you, welcome, and let's let this festivity start.
Good morning. My name is Elaine Alexander, and I'm the Director of Parent Relations and Communications, and I have also served as the advisor to the Student Council. Today, I will recognize our Student Council leaders. The Student Council here at Blue Ridge School is an elected group. Their role is to increase student involvement and school pride. They address our students' issues of concerns, organize student events and activities, and provide a means for student expression. Working with this group of young men was delightful. Together we accomplished some big things like the Baron Games. They, along with the prefects, held a draft in order to create their teams. This group had asked to go to more sporting events on the weekends, so we organized a trip to FedEx Field this past winter where a handful of boys attended their first professional American football game. Our fall mixer was a big hit once again. The BRS mixer has become the most popular event of the school year among the schools in our boarding school group. They always made sure that cheeseburger sliders, quesadillas, and pigs in a blanket were on the mixer menus, because after all, it really is all about the food. Gentlemen, when I call your name, please come up. Senior Representative Sebastian Vasquez. Sebastian is a quiet leader, yet his presence is felt as soon as he walks in a room. He is charismatic, thoughtful, appreciative, and one of the best dressed young men I've ever met. Sebastian, the possibilities are endless for you because I know you will not only continue to dress for success, but also lead by example and care very much for those around you. Senior Representative Matthew Bergeron. Matthew is also a quiet and gentle leader, yet he has strong opinions and voices them thoughtfully. He is incredibly kind and considerate and is a young man of high integrity and character. Matthew, keep being you because these traits will take you far. And our senior class vice president, Joey Ford. Joey always tells it like it is. He is straightforward and frank, yet communicates in a way that is not off-putting or rude. He is honest and also full of strong opinions. A vice president is the right-hand man, and in many ways, Joey has been my right-hand man when it comes to student council. He was incredibly helpful to me both last year and this year. Joey, I feel like I've known you for a very long time, yet it's barely been 2 years. Life at Blue Ridge will seem odd without you. I will miss your daily pop-ins when you're looking for a snack. But please know I will always have a box of Cowtails candy with your name on it. And senior class president, Juan Vera Corona. Juan has been a joy to be around. When you speak with Juan, he looks directly in your eyes, and his eyes always seem to dance and smile. And that is when you realize Juan is a boy who truly listens. And speaking of listening, when Juan Vera Corona speaks, people listen. This has made him a wonderful class president. I'll always remember when we were tossing around ideas for our fall mixer. There were lots of ideas floating around the room, but all of a sudden Juan chimed in with, I think it should be a cowboy theme. And boom, that was it. The Wild Wild Ridge was created. Juan, you were a wonderful class president, and I'm thankful for your leadership, and I know you will continue to do great things.
My name is Chrysantha Hermanson, and I've had the honor of serving on the Student Faculty Disciplinary Committee for the last 3 years. Over those 3 years, I have been impressed by the leadership of all the students who have served on this committee. However, this year's students have amazed me more than any students I've had the experience to know. I'm going to call you up and then say something. So Sebastian Teddy Bear Hibrick, Shannon Shenanigans Simongo, Joey Romaine Four, because he's brothers with Kale, and Jackson Dusty Murray. Please come join me on the stage. I would like to thank each of you for the time you've spent on each case. Often that was hours and hours of thoughtfulness. You spent, on each case you showed compassion, kindness, respect, and maturity for each student and for our community. On behalf of Blue Ridge School, I would like to thank you for helping to keep Blue Ridge a place where boys can safely grow into honorable young men. Thank you, gentlemen.
Know who you are. Come on up. Gentlemen, this is my opportunity again to thank you for your service this year. Standing in judgment of your peers is never easy. And all year I have been impressed with how you've handled yourselves, leading with compassion and grace, taking each case as an individual, and always balancing the needs of that student with the needs of the school. Your time here has been a learning experience, hopefully not just for you, but for me as well. Thank you very much. Are going to see a lot of me today. I'm also here to announce the prefects for this year. As I call you up by name, please join me as a group. You're going to need to probably have a few on this side and a few on that side. Prefects: Eduardo Acosta, Matthew Bergeron, Sebastian Vasquez, Nick Canning, Sam Charbonneau, Joey Four, Sebastian Wooderston, Cedric Youngman, Robbie Naylor, Shannon Simongo, and Juan Vera Corona. amount of students, the underclassmen, your peers that look up to you and will model themselves after you because of the way you've conducted yourselves this year, the character you have. Again, leading with compassion, being that shoulder to cry on, but also being that heavy hand when they need it. Gentlemen, you will be missed more than you could possibly ever know. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Parker Kerwin, and I'm the athletic director here at Blue Ridge. I have the honor of presenting the athletic awards to 6 members of the class of 2024. I like to refer to an athletic program as the front porch of a school. It provides a glimpse into what a school is about and what their students are like. Someone may watch a Blue Ridge game and have no idea where or who our school is, but after the game they have an idea of what our school culture is all about. If someone watched a game this year, they would see a competitive, spirited, and supportive culture. And nothing speaks to that more than the events of last weekend. Last Friday, our track team earned our first spring state championship in school history. They did so by earning points across 12 different disciplines. This collective effort demonstrated what it means to be a team. The very next day, our lacrosse program traveled down the road to St. Anne's Belfield and delivered us another state championship, also the first in program history. A team defined by grit, toughness, and camaraderie brought home the victory on our rivals' field. I'll take an excerpt from the Daily Progress, our local newspaper, about the game because it provides a perfect glimpse into what Blue Ridge Athletics is all about. Stab, the number 3 seed in the state tournament, picked up a 7-6 win over number 2 seed Collegiate in the semifinals, which gave the Saints home field advantage for the state championship game. Or so they thought. Blue Ridge's Ridge Rowdies came out in full force for Saturday's games, at times making the game feel like it was in St. George instead of that St. Anne's Belfield. The raucous cheering section included drums, a waving flag, several chants of Olé, and fans with their chest painted to read Barons. And while I was nervous for them to rush our opponent's field, it was one of the most amazing moments of my time here to see our fans celebrate with each other while the tears flowed on the other side. This shows that our students support one another and celebrate each other's successes. This collective spirit helped us to have one of the most, if not the most, successful athletic years in school history. And the class of 2024 was instrumental to that success. These 6 students were key pieces to a number of programs here and demonstrated the ideals that we value here at the Ridge. The first award is the Billy Pace Award, which goes to the senior who has shown a great deal of enthusiasm for the sports in which he played. When you think of baseball, there's only one student that comes to mind. He brings a passion to the game that is unmatched. His leadership of the baseball program has been clear during his 2 years. Along with his passion and leadership came accolades on the field. A two-time first-team all-conference performer, he leaves BRS with a .516 batting average, 2 home runs, 3 triples, while also striking out 50 batters as a pitcher. He'll continue his baseball career at Hope College. The Billy Pace Award goes to Nick Canning. The next award is the Frank Pendleton Award, which goes to seniors who have excelled because of hard work. The first recipient can only be described as a grinder, a starter on 3 varsity teams, soccer, basketball, and baseball. This senior was integral to the success of many programs. He does so by setting the tone of how to work. Whether it's in the weight room, early in the morning, during practice, this guy is outworking his opponents. On the basketball court, he would continuously go after the 50-50 ball or sprint back on defense to make a play. He is the standard for hard work. Leaving Blue Ridge as a 2-time state champion in basketball, this young man will continue his career at the next level. The first recipient of the Frank Pendleton Award is Sebastian Boston. Second recipient is a senior that dominates his sport. He carries himself with class and demonstrates what hard work looks like. Whether it's getting shots before or after practice, lifting in the weight room, or shoveling snow off the field, this guy is a true leader by example. As a captain of the lacrosse team, he achieved first-team All-State honors while leading his team to its first ever state title. He is the model for winning with grace, will continue his lacrosse career at Penn. Second recipient of the Frank Pendleton Award is Cale Ryan. Next up, the Carl Fry Sportsmanship Award. Carl Fry's right over here. Carl Fry was an employee and athletic director here at Blue Ridge for over 40 years. He's one of the kindest and caring people I've met, and his love for BRS sports is unmatched. It was very easy to rename this award after him, because this athletic program would be nothing if it wasn't for the foundation that he built. So this award goes to the senior who has exhibited outstanding sportsmanship in all the sports he's participated. This senior participated in a number of sports and carried himself with fair, generous behavior. He treated his teammates, opponents, and officials with respect. The growth this student displayed over 4 years was impressive. He grew into a 2-sport captain, an all-state performer in both football and track, an overall quiet leader who gained the trust of his teammates. He leaves Blue Ridge as a state champion in track and will continue his football career at UVA Wise. The Carl Fry Award goes to Eli Taylor. Next up is the Stimp Hawkins Award, which goes to the senior who has contributed the most to the athletic program. In his 2 years here, the student was an impactful leader on 2 varsity sports. As a captain for both squads, he demonstrated outstanding leadership and passion for 2 history-making teams. His leadership on defense helped earn the soccer team their first ever BRAC Conference Championship. And then in the spring, he once again led an effective defense in lacrosse to its first state championship. He earned all-state honors in lacrosse and will continue his career at Hofstra. The The Stimp Hawkins Award goes to Sam Charbonnet. The final award is the Athletic Director's Award, which goes to the senior who has contributed the most to a program over 4 years. This young man was a dominant force on the basketball court throughout his career. An almost automatic double-double every game, he was a reliable post presence. In the springtime, he picked up a discus and without even doing the correct form, won the state championship last year. He earned many accolades along the way, including 2 all-state teams in basketball, 1 in track, 2 state titles in basketball, an individual state championship in track, and a team title this year as well. His presence will certainly be missed here, as he has made an impact well beyond the athletic program. He is moving on to Dartmouth to continue his basketball career. The Athletic Director's Award goes to Shannon Simon.
Hey, Joey. Like, I was in my studio just the other day painting, right? I'm like doing this little portrait of Mr. Niederberger, and he's like playing his organ as he like flies away into the distance above the chapel with little angel wings. And just as I start painting his portrait, the song Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses comes on. Do you know that song? You don't just like have the t-shirt and you're telling me that you know that band? But it was really crazy. Should I sing? Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah. That was for you, Mike. I was gonna put like rocket boosters on his organ, but I ran out of time. I'm the art teacher here. And Joey and I have been through the stuff, like 4 years together. Victories, defeat, joy, laughter, loss, death. And during that whole time, Joey has been like a constant presence of positivity and joy in my art room. His art hasn't gotten any better, but he's always been there. I've been like an abusive uncle to him during that time, but that's the great thing about Joey. Joey doesn't quit. He doesn't give up. I'm very critical of my students. Annie DeFranco said, has a lyric that's casually cruel in the name of being honest. And I think that sums me up pretty well. You guys don't know Annie DeFranco. She mostly makes music for lesbians that make pottery. But my wife loves her, so I listen to her a lot. But I digress. Joey. Joey likes a challenge. And that's an increasingly rare quality in kids these days. And he's always had it. He loves a good fight. He loves bantering with me about his artwork. He also loves the solitude and the art of creation. Taking the pain and joy of suffering and squeezing it into something. Taking the time to process an idea and letting it ferment and grow. And seeing what happens when you step out of the shallow end and actually get into that deep water above your head. And that's what Joey's doing as he goes on to Purdue next year. I don't know why you chose to go to a place that's known for producing chicken, but I hope you get all the dino nuggets that your heart desires. Okay, come up and get this.
Tanner Keeble. I work with Brian McDonald. I'm the Assistant Theater Director, and I'm here to present the DeAngelis Drama Award. This award is presented to a student for outstanding contributions to the theater department throughout their time at Blue Ridge. Recipients have been both actors and stage crew members. This year, the young man receiving this award is an actor who does not exactly enjoy the spotlight, but appreciates his place on stage. I've mentioned numerous times in the past that he is a reluctant lead, someone who does not necessarily want to be the center of attention, but who will put his all into what he does. This includes memorizing his lines, blocking and songs, encouraging and supporting others, welcoming new members of the BRS drama community. I've seen this young man take on challenging and demanding roles with grace, respect, and heart, while playing a soldier, a donkey yearning for a family, and a demigod searching for his place. Throughout his time at Blue Ridge, he's been a leader and a champion for the performing arts, utilizing his unique combination of humor and compassion to help inspire new generations of performers. And on a personal note, I'm proud of who he is as a person. Watching his growth over these last 3 years has been a highlight of my career. And so I'm excited to see what he will accomplish at Swanee. Mr. McDonald and I are thrilled to present this award to Casper Porcello.
And I teach English here at Blue Ridge. It is my pleasure to present this year's Excellence in English Award. We actually have 2 winners this year, so you guys can thumb wrestle later to decide who the actual winner is. The first is George Sullivan. George. George, your mind is a beautiful and sparkling spiderweb of knowledge and connections. You have the gift of being able to connect texts and topics to historical events, current affairs, and the library of literary works that somehow fit in your brain. It's the most impressive web of connections that I've ever seen. When you're a part of a discussion, you elevate that discussion with your presence and your thoughts, and that sentiment is echoed by Mr. Kerwin and Mr. Dunsmore. George, you are not only brilliant, but somehow you managed to marry your brilliance with a deep kindness and humility. Thank you for being you. The second recipient of the English Award is Sebastian Teddy Bear Wonderstern. Sebastian, throughout this year, you have set the bar for excellent on every assignment you have done. I think there was at least 10 times where 100% wasn't enough for you. Not because you complained, but because I knew I wasn't fair in giving you 100. You have consistently amazed me with your ability to analyze and question texts and ideas, peers, and most importantly, yourself, and sometimes me too. You embody what it means to be a scholar, and for somebody who told me he didn't think he would graduate high school, I think the sky is the limit for you. You will always have a place in my heart. Thank you for a wonderful year.
Hello, everybody. My name is Peter Cole, and I am the ELL Director. That acronym stands for English Language Learners, and I teach English as a second language, try to help international kids get into the mainstream courses and be successful. So teaching English as a second language is often like having a sciatic nerve problem like I have right now. It's often painful. Sometimes you stumble, and you might even fall, which is the reason why I have this bandage here right now on my eye. It's a challenging thing to learn a second language, and the boys who do it, especially these two boys that are winning the awards today, it's incredible the diligence that they put into to become the English language speakers that they are, on top of their native language, and I know one of the guys speaks another language. So that's 3 languages, which is incredible. So the first award goes to the most improved English language learner. And this guy is a 2-year boy, and he came here as this incredibly shy guy who not only was learning English as a second language, but also had a speech impediment, which caused him to not want to speak. So it's just incredible how after about 3 months into his second year here, he worked so hard, not only in the classroom, but he also used AI and he used the different apps and things to do extra work. And it amazes me how fantastic this kid learns the English language and how he speaks it now, to the point where he's made the Headmaster's list 3 times. And that person is Api Rook Kamon Prapasawat. Okay, the only reason why I would have tears for this guy at the moment is because he's already been up here so many times and everybody's already said everything about him, so there's nothing left to say. I don't know what else am I supposed to say about this guy. You'll know what I'm talking about when you hear who it is. The only addition that I can make to 2 additions I can make to this is, first of all, I'd like to refute what Elaine Alexander said about this boy being quiet. Sometimes he's not. For example, when he's banging that drum, man, getting that lacrosse team motivated and screaming, and I was 3 feet from him at the lacrosse championship, and my eardrums still haven't recovered. So he's quiet very often, as Elaine said, but sometimes when you need him, he's loud for you. And the most valuable, I'd say, English language learner who's been here for 4 years, took all of my ELL classes, God help him. I got to know his family through, his family's so concerned about how well he does here at school that I became friends with them, dear friends with them. And this is Sebastian Bosquez. Alexander Keeble. I'm also the director of the Fishburne Learning Center here at Blue Ridge. One of our primary goals in the FLC is for our students to utilize the skills we work on in class throughout all aspects of their life. We strive to have students who are ethical, independent, flexible, and collaborative. Today, we honor 2 students who exceeded those benchmarks. Many years ago, when the FLC was established, it was students like these who the founders had in mind. 4 years ago, this young man nervously entered my Algebra 1 classroom. He was quiet, he was shy, he lacked self-confidence. Despite these obstacles, he was a fantastic student who cared deeply about the material and about success. Flash forward to his junior and senior years, where I've had the opportunity to work with him in the FLC classroom, and I'm consistently blown away by the man he has become. He's a gifted writer and analytical thinker who is able to see beyond what is presented. In the FLC, we focus on 15 different skills that are elemental to success in college. By this past winter, this young man had mastered all 15 skills, including collaboration, work ethic, and perseverance, and civic responsibility. He is not shy, he is not quiet, and he definitely doesn't lack in the self-confidence arena. And beyond the classroom, I'm impressed by his leadership, his extraordinary athletic prowess, and his nurturing yet strict demeanor toward others. He's well known throughout the school as an empowering friend and a conscientious student. And UVA Wise is lucky to have him next year. I'm thankful to have worked with this remarkable young man for the past 4 years, and it's my privilege to present this award to Elijah Taylor. When applying to Blue Ridge, this young man wrote, quote, "I am applying to boarding school because I've always lacked motivation in being applied to academics. I believe the structure and support that Blue Ridge School offers will be incredibly helpful and hope it will change my academic situation." Well, I'm pleased to say that in his 2 years here, he did just that. He did not simply change his academic situation, but he became an academic weapon, dramatically increasing his overall GPA, earning numerous academic and citizenship honors, and altering his life's trajectory. This environment allowed him to shine and display his impressive intelligence and grit. Beyond the classroom, this young man is also an impressive community member, serving as a prefect, establishing the Blue Ridge Weight Club, and leading the baseball team. He is constantly called upon by the admissions department to help in providing tours to prospective students, and there are a number of students who choose Blue Ridge because of him. One applicant just a few weeks ago wrote that he, quote, "makes you feel like you belong." He's a caring, conscientious, and driven man who will be headed off to Hope College in the fall to pursue his dream of playing collegiate baseball. The FLC and Blue Ridge in general is better for his presence. It's my great honor to present this award to Nick Canning.
And I am the chair for the Foreign Languages Department. The Andrew Proctor Award has been named after Blue Ridge students who had a great love and respect for languages and diverse cultures. He attended Blue Ridge School, and while here, he immersed himself in his new life, becoming a sound member of our community. Andrew was taken from us too early in life. but the legacy that he left instilled in the Blue Ridge community, to our students, will never be forgotten. This award is going to a student who not only loves the Spanish language, but also its history and culture. His cheerful outlook and willingness to tackle the most challenging assignments allowed him to excel during the course. I'm honored to present the 2024 Andrew Pocket Award to Will Collier.
My name is Matt Bennett. I'm the chairman of the History Department. Today's History Award will be the first ever James Niederberger Award, who was a longtime faculty member here for over 40 years, who was also happened to be very fond of today's winner, which makes it especially fitting. I always say Jim was calm, humble, and wise, and the person who gets this award today absolutely is calm, humble, and wise. They're kindred spirits. And it's my honor to give the award to George Sullivan. Come on up, George. George's teacher, Alec Dietrich, says what impresses me most about George, a historian, is not the fact that he's incredibly well informed, or even that he is able to articulate his understanding so clearly. It is that he always takes the time to listen to others' perspectives and question the why behind every piece of information put in front of him. That is a sign of a true historian, and I'm incredibly grateful to have had George in my class this year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim Douglas, and I'm the Math Department Chair at Blue Ridge, and it is my honor to present the Senior Mathematics Award. I have said many times and often the best mathematicians are their own worst critic, and that is no more true of anyone than it is of this year's winner. When I thought about what to say, I kept being drawn back to a conversation I had with his other math teacher, Cameron, after the winter math exam. Rick walked up to me, looked at me with a very concerned look in his eye and said, "Jim, did your exam take his soul?" And I smiled and I said, "I'm sure he's going to have a great grade on it. He's just beating himself up." Sure enough, he got an A on that exam, and his soul is firmly intact. This young man has a great future ahead of him. He really is one of the brightest mathematicians I've had the pleasure of working with. This year's Mathematics Award winner is Rundong Tony Yen.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mike Vinson, and I am the music director here for about another hour at the Blue Ridge School at the end of my 11th year. The DeAngelis Award for Music is one award I am so proud to be able to give responsible for however good you felt that our band sounded. It's because of the extra work that he put into making us sound good. I think he's a Renaissance man. His knowledge is just amazing. Not just in music, but he actually diagnosed me when I was feeling poorly before my family doctor did, which is just absolutely amazing. He's helpful not only to me, he's helpful to the other members of our band. Alex Jones, who you all know, came in this year for the first time, having never played drums before. He went, worked with Alex, taught him to play, and by the time we got to our very last concert, AJ was hitting them things like Ringo Starr. It was beautiful. It was really, really good. He probably gets frustrated with me at times because I'm always messing up his microphone settings, which is true. But I do it on purpose only so I get to talk with him. Mr. Welty talked about the joy and the disappointments of being creative. We kind of saw this happen with him earlier this year. He composes, creates his own music, and he submitted some of his work to a record company for the very first time. He did not get the gig, was turned down. I was pretty down about it, but then I told him the Beatles were turned down by every record company in London, so you never know what's going to happen after that. And I hope he's going to keep going, working on his own music and becoming his own producer. There's about 48,922 billion things I could say about this young man, but I have been very, very fortunate to have him working with us. Andrew Skelton.
Hey, good morning, guys, families, friends of graduates. My name is Tony Brown. I'm the hat of Director of Outdoor Program. I'm giving the Outdoor Award to a senior this year. I relied on a couple people way more educated than me in the field of taking a look at yourself to wrap up what might be a great way of summing up this person's character and their impact on the community. John Muir once said, "I only went out for a walk and finally concluded to stay out till sundown, for going out, I found, was really going in." And then the person I think is super cool is Bruce Lee. He once said, "Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend." This year's Senior Outdoor Award has found a home here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, far from his family's home in California. His outdoor accomplishments are clear and have been celebrated. What should be clarified is that his physical strengths are an outward sign of his inner strength. Embracing suffering, both internal and external, and the intentional placement of obstacles, such as mountains placed in his path, are routine for him. Robbie Naylor's faith and his belief in self are clearly ready for the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. Come on up.
name is Jack Warren. I'm the Science Department Chair, and I'm here to present the Senior Science Award. The Senior Science Award goes to the senior who has most consistently demonstrated outstanding achievement and effort while taking full advantage of science course offerings. To be an excellent scientist, one must be thoughtful, persistent, creative, and open-minded. But perhaps most importantly, you need to be curious about the world around you. This student embodies these ideals. Dr. Deidre Damari, his AP Physics teacher, says this about the student. Matt excels at critical thinking and problem solving. He approaches every challenge with clarity and determination, persistently probing the teacher, himself, the evidence, and any other available resources until he achieves a complete understanding of the situation. He is always ready to learn. Mr. Nurin Iftikhar, his honors chemistry teacher, says this about Matt. Matthew is the type of person who would look at a worksheet for 2 minutes, think a bit, announce that I'm him, and then finish it before you can even ask what he just said. His infectious positivity makes him a joy to have in any class. He always brought a smile, a question, and an absolutely random science fact to class every day, and who doesn't love that? I taught Matt as a sophomore in biology, and it was immediately apparent that he had a talent for science. He's intelligent and a deep thinker. Anyone can see this. However, as I got to know him more, what I grew to love about him was his curious nature, his infectious desire for knowledge, and his kind personality. He was an absolute joy to teach, and we know he's going to be supremely successful studying computer science next year. The Senior Science Award goes to Matt Bergeron.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jim Douglas, and I am also the Dean of Academics here. Last year, when I got up to speak about the Scholarship Award, which goes to the senior with the highest GPA, I got to talk about how close of a race it was between two individuals. In fact, that year it came down to 1/1000th of a point between them. Among a group of very high-achieving seniors, very strong academics. I'm proud to say it was not a very close race. This young man secured it very early on, and oh, Matt, you're up here, good. The Scholarship Award for this year goes to Matt Bergeron.
Sean Hetzel. I manage our Variant Fund, and one of the perks of my job is working with our illustrious alumni, one of which I'd like to invite up to the stage to present the 2024 Alumni Award. With us today is the 2021 St. George winner, senior class president. He's a rising senior at the University of Arkansas, where he's pursuing a major in broadcasting. He's also been named the anchor for UATV, Ali Tajani.
Good morning. It is my honor to announce the winners of the Alumni Award. The Alumni Award is traditionally awarded to two members of the graduating class deemed by their peers and faculty as most likely to fulfill and excel in the role of alumni class agents. In this role, the two alumni will work to encourage their classmates to not only stay in touch with the school, but to attend reunions and events while supporting the school as volunteers and eventually financial donors. Their work will ensure that the Ridge stays strong and healthy for many years to come, ensuring that future students can enjoy the sense of community and brotherhood we all love here in St. George. I'm honored to announce the 2024 Alumni Award recipients to Nick Canning and Joey Ford.
stuff memorized. Come on now. Folks, once again, I'm up here to present an award, but this time it's to multiple people for their citizenship. The school values citizenship, maybe above everything else. Being a citizen, a good citizen, really means more than just not doing the wrong thing. That's not enough. Gentlemen, as you leave here, we need you to be value-add citizens to the communities in which you will live and be a part of. You have brought that to us during your time here. You have made this place better because of your presence. I will call you up individually. Joey Ford. Eli Taylor. Sebastian Vasquez. Nick Cannon. I hope you guys didn't hear that. George Sullivan. Levin Smith. Connor Horan. Finn Greer. And lastly, Alexis Herrera Hernandez.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Liftaker. I'm the resident chemistry teacher allegedly. I'm here to give out the SAR Citizenship Award. This is to the senior who exhibits the qualities of dependability, cooperation, and patriotism. Now after a half an hour long discussion, we could not just give this to one person, so I'll have Coach Alexander follow me up after this. Dependability, someone the students, the teacher, the coaches, the staff could all rely on. He was the first person to tell me that I usually have cat hair all over my coat jacket. Cooperation, a parent brother through thick and thin. Leadership, a leader who knows when to be strict, when to be kind, and when to just have fun. Patriotism, well, he would recite the national anthem of Dominican Republic on the top of his head if you just ask him to. And as I look down at this paper with his name on it, it fills my heart with immense pride, and it breaks my heart that I'm not going to see your smiling face in the assembly. This award goes to Eduardo Acosta Vasquez.
Opportunity for a laminated sheet. It's my honor to talk about one of my advisees, and I just think it's kind of unique. Certainly America's a melting pot, because both of the Sons of the American Revolution Awards are international students. But I'm not going to read this speech. I know this guy pretty well, and it'd be a disservice to read something. I had him as a student, had him as an advisee. I was able to work with him in the weight room and watch him lead as an athlete. And this young man has been outstanding in everything he's done. He was an unbelievable student, always chose the hardest path, wonderful in class, helped others. Halfway through the year, he noticed that I was assigning him the kids that really struggled, and he somehow found a way to make it happen. I watched him in the weight room, and the difference between the weight room and most of everything else we do here, it's fun for me sitting back watching all these academic awards and talking about achievement. Well, in the weight room, you fail. You're going to fail. Gravity always wins. It breaks people. Some people hide. Some people avoid it. This guy got right after it and then made the people around him better. I'd watch him finish, go help somebody else, or go spot somebody, or go encourage somebody. So outstanding guy. As an advisee, he was absolutely wonderful. And as a leader in this team, all state, he played all year with a hurt hip, never complained, never cried about it. I had to make a rule to the team, stop chest bumping Cale because you're going to hurt him again. And so it is an honor to give this award to Cale Ryan.
Hello, my name is Rick Cameron. I teach math as well as coach football and wrestling. And it's my honor to introduce Bunny Camp Gibbons to present the Daughters of the American Revolution Award. Ms. Gibbons is a native of Charlottesville and a graduate of UVA. She loves horses and equine sports as well as playing golf and supporting Cavalier athletics. She's a realtor with Loring Woodruff and in Charlottesville, and she has been involved with the local DAR chapter since 2020. Please welcome Ms. Bunny Gibbons.
Well, hello. And one thing he left out is that I am an alumna of St. Anne's Belfield School. So congratulations! I'm saying congratulations. So I am a member of the Albemarle chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And just so you know, this is a service organization that honors those who work for the independence of this country. It was founded 134 years ago, and more than 1 million women have joined since our inception. The DAR is dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through the better education for youth. The DAR Good Citizens Award was created in 1934. It is intended to encourage and reward the qualities of good citizenship. This award recognizes and rewards individuals who possess the qualities of dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism in their home, in schools, and communities. These students are selected by their teachers and peers because they demonstrate these qualities to an outstanding degree. This young man
sorry, it's me again. Last time. The John L. Trimmer Citizenship Award goes to the senior whose citizenship is exceptional and deserves recognition. It is named after a former employee of Blue Ridge who was known as a kind, thoughtful, hardworking, and determined man. Both the recipient of this award and its namesake are known for being responsible and honest, dependable. I met this recipient 3 years ago when he arrived at Blue Ridge, just a few short weeks into the school year, and instantly I noticed something unique about him. Not only is he brilliant and one of the most gifted students I've worked with in my 15-year career, hence the scholarship award, but he is also insanely empathetic and utilizes this gift for the betterment of others. After his first year here, he was honored with the position of proctor for his junior year and prefect for his senior year. In these roles, he confidently and compassionately supported and served those on his halls. Outside of the dorm in the classroom, this individual routinely demonstrates the tenets of this award's namesake: kindness, thoughtfulness, and determination. This young man has had plenty of obstacles placed in his path, but either through effective collaboration or his own will, he has found ways to move forward. I'm proud of this young man, for whom I serve as an advisor, a teacher, and a friend. The John L. Trimmer Citizenship Award goes to Matthew Pershaw.
Hello again. I'm Mike Vincent, music director here at the Blue Ridge School for about 35 more minutes. I've heard it said that as you get older, time becomes compressed. And I thoroughly believe that. It just seems like a couple weeks ago I was watching the Eagles live at Red Rocks, just outside Denver, when their second album was out. But that was a long time ago. It's also become compressed because I remember with great fondness. I should tell you the award. Did I do that? Can you read my mind? Do I have a mind to read? But actually, this is the Edward M. McFarland Award, and this is for the student whose quiet strength and grace is a great, great honor to our school. So you see how time compresses. It compresses your brain, too. These things happen when you get older. You guys have a lot to look forward to. But I remember the day that Robbie Naylor and his mom came to school. It was during registration. And I was looking for someone named Mike Naylor. They had his name wrong on the roster of the new incoming students, and I hope he got it right on the award, because he's not Mike either. But after doing some checking around and making sure that Robbie Naylor was not actually a substitute for Mike Naylor, sent here by Woodbury to ruin our registration day. But after finding out that that was not true, we got along great. And I was honored to get to know, through my last 3 years here, one of the most outstanding young men I have met in my 11 years. Robbie is down to earth. Robbie is unpretentious. As we used to say back in the day, get real, baby. And he is. He's absolutely a real young man. This is going to serve him well when he gets to Western State. I know the area well. My school was not too far down the road from Western. And you get to Colorado, up in those mountains. They find out you're putting on airs, baby, they're not going to like you. They might even think you're from Texas, and that is even worse, okay? So that's going to serve him well when he gets to school. You all aware of what he achieved mountain biking? And I do believe that shoulder injury that kept him out of the last race was actually contrived by Mr. Brown to give somebody else a chance to win something, which never happens when Rob is writing. I can go on about Rob Naylor. I have been blessed. I appreciate him. I appreciate his faith. I have been honored to be able to play music in chapel after Robbie has done the readings. And again, there's more, but I got to stop now, okay? So the winner of the McFarland Award is Rob Naylor.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Trip Darren. I'm the headmaster of Blue Ridge School, and it's my honor to present the Headmaster's Award to a senior for outstanding contributions to Blue Ridge School. This student thought he was coming as a one-year exchange student in his sophomore year, but he saw ways the school could be better and wanted to be instrumental in making those changes, so he actually stayed for his junior and senior years. His citizenship has been outstanding all 3 years. He won the Barron Award every trimester. He also won the Citizenship Award every single year he was a student. And this bedrock of citizenship led to the formation of strong leadership skills. He served as prefect this year and was also named the student body president. This young man is a hard-working student, taking a full set of very rigorous courses in a language that's not his first. This young man earned Dean's List or Headmaster's List in 7 of 9 trimesters. He's a good athlete who played on 2 varsity teams and served as captain in his final season. Leader, scholar, athlete. Far more important to him is the title of friend. This young man truly cares about others, and in his quiet, unassuming, humble way, he tends to the well-being of his community. I'm so going to miss seeing his smile on the golf course. For making outstanding contributions to this school in countless ways, I'm very, very proud to present this year's Headmaster's Award to El Presidente, Juan Vera Corona.
Distinguished himself by unselfish service to Blue Ridge School. This award is named after a former employee of the school who served in World War I. Roy Petty was a champion of mental health and constantly put the needs of others before himself. This year's recipient is one of the most considerate, unselfish, and conscientious people I know. He routinely goes above and beyond in all endeavors and constantly strives for success and excellence, not only for himself, but for those around him. Whether in the classroom, the soccer or the lacrosse field, on dorm, or back home in Coquitlam, he recognizes the value of hard work, diligence, and also of love and compassion. For 2 years, he led the school in the annual Terry Fox Run, bringing back a tradition started at Blue Ridge by his brother, a previous recipient of this award. To inspire the community to donate and run, he shared the extraordinary stories of 2 of his greatest heroes. The late Terry Fox, who was a Canadian athlete, humanitarian, and cancer research activist, and his mother, Robin Charbonneau, who was a teacher, a champion for mental health, and a cancer survivor. Because of him, this community came together and contributed thousands of dollars for cancer research. In his senior year, he He was named a captain of both his soccer and lacrosse teams, and he was a prefect on the freshman hall, serving in these positions with a quiet confidence and understanding. He is an inspiration to me, and I'm proud to call him my advisee, my student, and my friend. The Roy Petty Award for Unselfish Service goes to Sam Sharp.
So hello again. I understand that everybody's above medium rare right now. The good news is there's only 2 awards after this, and then we're going to get on with it. Diplomas. Well, a few other things, but then just give you an update. So now I know that you like me because I said that. So I'm here to give the Thomas H. Wilcox Award, which is given every year to the prefect who has demonstrated outstanding leadership and service in the performance of his duties. So a little bit about a prefect. Prefect basically is the first line of defense against any debauchery that might be going on. And they are then working in collaboration with their hall parents. And it's not an easy job. It's a thankless job, and a job that really deserves a lot of recognition. So I believe there's some money as well too. So this year's award goes to mein Freund aus Berlin, und ich habe ihn lieb, Cedric Jungmann. Check has my name on it too. Hey.
opportunity to watch this young man make the most of his experience here and leave a lasting impression on all of us. You know this young man and you know his story. You know that he knows the true meaning of a sacrifice. He left home pursuing his lifelong dream of playing football with the unwavering support of his family. In only a few short years, this student has won over the hearts of not only his fellow classmates, but faculty and staff members as well. Whether it be by helping new faculty and new students feel welcomed, showing them the ropes, being a listening ear to all, greeting any and everyone he meets with the biggest hug imaginable, this young man has a way of making even the most challenging of days better. In times of challenge and adversity, the student has been a beacon of hope and resilience, inspiring others to persevere and never lose sight of their goals. He has shown us what it means to lead with integrity, humility, and grace, earning the respect and admiration of all who have had the privilege of working with him. He is a servant leader, but more importantly, he leads by example for all to witness and learn from. This young man gives all of himself to everything that he does. He is not short on passion, not afraid to show his emotions, and while stubborn at times, I know that any times he puts his all into something, you're going to get the best of it. He has served as a member of the Disciplinary Committee, a senior prefect, a strong presence on his athletic teams, all while balancing an impressive academic record. The definition of a sacrifice is the act of giving something valued up for the sake of something else regarded as more important or worthy. The sacrifices that his family has made for him and the sacrifice that he has made to pursue this journey is what it's all about. I know that Sarah, Tom, and each of us that love this kid like family are proud of you and would make that sacrifice over and over again. The St. George Award goes to my gentle giant, my very first advisee, Sebastian Wonderstern.
No roast tonight. I got it out last night. Folks, I was voted, or not voted, maybe just asked to be the commencement speaker this year. And it means so much to me to be able to speak to you on this momentous day. Because 27 years ago, I was in the same place, waiting anxiously for my diploma, a day my family and I thought would never come. If I'm being honest, while I recall the elation of the day, the jump in the lake, the hugs with friends that I've grown to love, and the goodbyes, I don't recall a word that the speaker said. I honestly don't even recall who it was. I know I am the second to last person that stands between you and your diplomas and summer vacation. But you know that I like to talk. And that you know once I get going, I don't want to stop. I will remind you that you asked me to speak, not the other way around. Nevertheless, I only have 2 points I'd like to make. And I'll start by asking you to take a moment and think back over the years about a situation where someone has blessed you or been good to you. Think back to someone who has mentored or supported you. So often I hear how many people claim to have done it all on their own, but I'm not sure I can buy into that idea. On my playlist, I have Drake's song, All Me. Yeah, you know it. You know it. And while I enjoy this song, it's one of those messages that I can't fully support. The hook, for those of you who don't know, goes like this. No, I'm not going to sing it. All right. Came up, that's all me. Stay true, that's all me. No help, that's all me. All me for real. Yeah. Not bad, right? Hidden talents, hidden talents. While it's catchy, I can't get behind this because never in my life have I seen someone find success on their own. Everyone has been given a chance, had a lucky break, a word of encouragement, a reminder from a friend or a family member to stay true to who they are without giving in to the pressures around them. In my own life, I've found stability and success through the goodness of others close to me, but also from the stranger whose random act of kindness has afforded me opportunities to move forward, better myself, and thrive. Sometimes the thing I needed most was just a smile from a person, a word of encouragement at just the right moment. As a quick illustration of this, I'd like to offer one example. Many of you probably don't know, but my mother died on March 3rd, right in the middle of spring break. Aside from a few faculty that I felt needed to know, I kept it mostly to myself. Despite my best efforts, a few students found out. One of them was Shannon. One day, shortly after the break ended, Shannon asked to talk to me after class, and I thought it was going to have something to do with what we were discussing. But it turns out he merely wanted to ask how my family was doing, and he wanted to let me know that he'd be looking out for ways to spend time with my kids if I felt it was appropriate. A student approaching a teacher, an 18 or 19-year-old, 36, asking a 45-year-old, how can I help? What a blessing he was and is. You see, it's not the size or the cost of the kind act that matters. It's more often the simple act of showing that you care at just the right moment that matters most. Oftentimes I've been left wondering how I can possibly pay those people back who have helped guide me through life, or even just get me through a day. This becomes especially hard when the person's a stranger that you'll likely never see again. Truth is, you can't repay these people because genuine kindness doesn't seek to be repaid. To echo what Mr. Dunsmore said yesterday, instead of seeking to pay back an act of kindness, be on the lookout for ways to pay it forward by being good to those with whom you come in contact in the future. As you conclude your time here as students and begin to make your way in the world, I want to challenge you to constantly look for opportunities to be good to people. Don't wait for it. Go through each day on the lookout for small acts of kindness. There are enough people already who are constantly wondering what others can give them. Constantly they complain about not getting what they deserve. Gentlemen, please don't be that person. A normal reaction to this is that you might wonder how you are ever supposed to get ahead if you're always doing good for others. What about me? One answer to this is found in the Torah. The 12th chapter of Genesis states that God will bless Abraham so that he will be a blessing to others. In an age of consumerism, too often we focus on receiving the blessing and forget that through our receiving, God is enabling us to be good to other people. This is part of the requirement or contract, as it were. God will not allow you to be good to others without being blessed in return. I'm simply asking that you remember to make others the priority so that you can see the best that is in store for you. One of the pitfalls of being young is that we tend to get in the mindset of someday. Someday I'll do it when I have the money. Someday I'll take that trip with my mother. Someday I'll give back. Despite what you may think now, we are not promised tomorrow. Don't let finances get in the way of you being good to others. Most of you are going to be college students next year and will be unemployed. It doesn't cost much to buy coffee for the late night study group during exam week. It doesn't cost anything to make sure your friend who's partied too hard gets home safe. It takes no effort beyond paying attention to hold the door open for the person behind you. Compliments are the easiest way to brighten a day. Be on the lookout for ways to be kind. You can't be good to everyone, so just be good to those who come across your path. It's not a coincidence that they have shown up in your life. We are going to reach our highest potential. We need to be a blessing. There is no greater feeling than making someone else's day. We were not created to be ingrown or self-centered. This is a shallow way to live. We were created to be givers. Proverbs 11:17 says that your own soul is nourished when you are kind. You're doing yourself a favor when you're being kind to others. I've heard it said that if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a month, get married. It's not my list, guys. It's not my list. If you want happiness for a year, win the lottery. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, be good to people. It doesn't take much to notice that the negativity can go viral very quickly. Social media and the news tell us we have enough chain reactions in the negative as it is. What I'm asking for is that you consider starting chain reactions for the positive. I don't know exactly, but I guess there's about 400 people in attendance today. Imagine if everyone here would do one good thing for one person a day. What sort of viral effect could we create? Be the starting point of goodness wherever you go. The second thing I'd like to talk about today is learning what to ignore, or how to choose your battles wisely. While it would be great to think that everyone everywhere is being good to each other, we know that's not the case. You will be given plenty of opportunities to get upset. There will always be someone attacking you, talking negatively, trying to pull you off your path. Rather than getting caught up in the need to set them right, prove your point, or even worse, retaliate with your own negativity, my suggestion is to ask yourself this question. Even if I win this battle, what will the prize be? What is winning this fight going to accomplish? If there are no spoils that further you towards your destiny, then it's just a distraction. If winning will only serve your ego to make you feel better, then it's just a distraction. Trust me, there's no need to find the approval of those coming against you. So often we get wrapped up in the need to seek the approval of others. It will serve you well to know that not everyone will like you, agree with you, or see you for who you are and the potential you have within. I've seen a sobering statistic that I've not researched, but I found it on the internet, so it must be true. It states that 25% of the people you will meet will not like you no matter what. While I do believe that you should still be good to them, you don't need to waste your time trying to convince them otherwise. This is because no matter what you do, you won't win those battles. Save your emotional energy for the situations that matter and for the people who celebrate you. I recently read the statement, criticism is pointing out your flaws. Correction is pointing out your potential. Ignore the criticism and take the correction. Learn from your mistakes and allow yourself to become the best version of yourself. But remember, you don't need to engage with the critics. They will do nothing but keep you from your potential and steal your dreams. Feeding into every battle that comes along or constantly having to defend yourself would drain you of your emotional energy and only serve to keep you from your purpose. As a teenager, David, the second king of Israel, had been chosen as King Saul's successor and was to become the next king, but for a time was sent back to the fields to tend his family's sheep. One day he was told by his father to take lunch to his older brothers who are on a military campaign. Despite being anointed as the next king, his father was still making him do these simple menial tasks. At the time, David's oldest brother held a position of status in the army. When David got to the encampment, he saw that the Israelite army was at a standstill because nobody would fight the opposing army's best warrior, a giant of a man named Goliath. Once David was told the prize for fighting Goliath, he knew it was a battle worth fighting and decided to face him. Seeing what his younger brother was about to do, rather than supporting him, David's oldest brother started teasing him. What are you even doing out here? Shouldn't you be at home? And by the way, where are the few sheep our father has left with you? The scripture says that without a word, David turned and walked away from his brother. Then King Saul, the leader of the Israelites, tried to belittle him by telling him that Goliath was too big. He's twice your size. He's a trained soldier with armor, and David, you wouldn't stand a chance. Again, David ignored the negative talk. Finally, when he met Goliath, he was again taunted. Goliath saying to David, "Am I a dog that you would come at me with a stick?" 3 times David was belittled, put down, shamed in public, but somehow he knew that words were not the real battle. He knew what battles to fight. He could have argued and tried to prove he was worthy by words, but he would have wasted his time and energy on a distraction rather than what was between him and his destiny. David went on to defeat Goliath, and that is what propelled him into his destiny. My point is that most of the frustrations, distractions, and negative talk that come our way are not worth fighting against. Stay focused and save your energy for the battles that matter. Before coming to Blue Ridge, I grew up going to the public school system in New Jersey and had developed what many would call a chip on my shoulder when it came to teachers. The negativity I had received from many of them led me to outright refusal to perform to my highest ability. This was a process that developed over time, but started literally on my first day of kindergarten. I was anything but an exemplary student, and I knew it. But where I did thrive was at work. I had my first job when I was 11 years old, earning $3 an hour cleaning a gas station. From then on, I valued hard work and prided myself on having a job. My family was broke. My parents opted to sleep in the living room and give my sister and I the bedroom. So it was a point of pride to me because my parents were able to save the money that they would have spent on my food and clothing, because for the most part, I was able to provide those things for myself. That felt good as a kid, to have that level of independence, and I prided myself in my ability to hustle. During my sophomore year, I was taking geometry, and that winter, my geometry teacher, a man I struggled to like, came over to me in the middle of class and suggested that I drop out of school and get a job, since I was wasting his time. My chemistry teacher that same year suggested that I seek drug counseling because she took my fatigue from work as signs of substance abuse. Neither of them knew that at the time I was working 2 jobs, paying for my own meals each day and buying my own clothing, and was generally financially independent. Despite all of the things that I wanted to say to them, I simply remarked, "I'm sorry you feel that way," and left it at that. By then I knew that, like David, I needed to just stay focused and walk away from my critics. That next year, I came to Blue Ridge. I knew that would be difficult because I would be going from a situation where I had developed an unhealthy dislike for teachers to then having to live with them. This place, however, gave me a battle worth fighting. I realized that there were spoils to be had. My future was in my own hands. I had to let go of the negativity and focus not only on my education, but on rethinking how I interacted with my teachers. With the help of educators like Jamie Borland, Paul Fellner, Eric Goss, Tom Denkinger, Jim Niederberger, John Young, and Carl Fry, I was able to overcome my hurdles not on my own, but because they were good to me. During the senior ropes trip, my wife asked you to write something you needed to let go of on a ribbon. We went through a symbolic act of letting go of that which we no longer need. I ask you now, are you being held back or being dragged into battles that have no spoils? What are you committed to that doesn't actually propel you towards your purpose? What are you holding on to that doesn't have a reward that is worth the energy you're putting into it? The sooner you can learn which battles are worth fighting and which ones aren't, the more effective at living your best self you will be. In conclusion, as my final act of gratitude to you, I'd like to thank you as a class for allowing me to participate in your life journey. By simply being here, you all have allowed me to live my vision. Thank you, and I wish you the best that life has in store.
Thank you all for being here. My name is Joey Four, and I'm the class of 2024 as Vice President. I've been at Blue Ridge for 4 years, and since coming here, the class size has grown from 11 freshmen to 49 seniors. I think that my 4 years here is a reflection of the journey of the many people sitting here today. And so I would like to share some of my journey with you all. I had arrived during the middle of COVID. I wanted to attend a school that was better for classes in person rather than online classes, as I knew I would not pay much attention. When the first days of school came around, we would have 3 periods a day and have dinner at 7 o'clock. To prevent the waves of kids from mixing with each other, we were not allowed to eat inside the old dining hall. So the school set up 3 white folding tables for the students to eat on outside. At these tables, I met some of my closest friends who I keep in touch with today. And although it was fun trying to fit 12 or more guys around them, I don't miss the army of bugs swarming us. I applied and joined the student council my freshman year, where I became great friends and was mentored by Ali. Ali introduced me to the basketball team, where I've been the student manager for all 4 years. When I joined that winter, we played 15 games, and with my great managing skills, went undefeated for the season, leading to a third back-to-back state title. Sophomore year came rolling around, and on move-in day, the class size doubled. That fall, I joined the outdoor program and had some of the most fun experiences there. In the outdoor program, I was able to become closer friends with Daniel Lamb and other students who have previously graduated. One time, Mr. Woods took us to the side of a mountain in the Shenandoah that we would rappel down. Daniel wanted to show how brave he was, so he volunteered to go first, but he ended up screaming the way down. After Christmas break, I took a COVID test and tested positive, extending my shortened winter break into a long month. Returning back to school was one of my biggest struggles coming to Blue Ridge, as I missed lots of school, the basketball season, and dealt with severe homesickness. I fell behind in most of my classes. I ended that year with another batch of illness during the last week of school, causing me to miss exams and the inability to say goodbye to the non-returning students. That left a feeling of sadness. That made me realize how much I love being here and how much I would miss the friends I've made. My junior year was a year to remember. I was blessed to have been a part of Mr. Niederberger's advisory for the year and have become great friends with those within it. I was a proctor on Middle North where I was able to help keep the underclassmen in line and help them become better people. This was the first year since middle school where I played organized soccer, and not coincidentally, this was also when we won regular season champs with my great off-the-bench support. Around spring break, Mr. Niederberger couldn't teach anymore, and he would fluctuate between staying in the hospital or being back at Blue Ridge. Like every year, it was hard to say goodbye to those graduated, especially to those who had been around since my freshman year. But while we never want our friends to leave, it is always good to know they are carrying on to the next chapter of their lives. Near the end of the summer, I was heartbreakingly told that one of my dear friends and fellow advisees, Will Kyle, had tragically died in a car accident. I was crushed. I attended his funeral service and was able to catch up and talk with the sick Mr. Niederberger. This year, I have made memories that will last a lifetime, as well as having to go through hard times. In the fall, the soccer team went on to win the BRAC championship, and during the season, Mr. Niederberger was tragically placed into hospice. When I went to visit him, I was blessed to have been there with his brother, who was watching over him. And we both talked about Mr. Niederberger's love for Blue Ridge and how he always wanted a Blue Ridge basketball jersey. He told me the stories of when they were younger. A week or two later, the news of Mr. Niederberger passing gets told to the students. To some, he was a mentor, others, he was the favorite kid, but to the students, he was the caring teacher who would do everything he could to help us become better people. Weeks went by, and the seniors do their last ropes trip. Everyone finished the hike, and we do our final activities for the day by the campfire. Nick Cannon loved the camp food that was prepared so much, he DoorDashed Chipotle to the campsite. Now, as we walk across the stage, we should think of our journey here and how much change and hard work it took. Whether that change was coming to a new school, living away from home, or having to work even harder to get into our dream school. Each challenge that we have faced has made us who we are today. Today, we are not only celebrating a chapter in our lives ending, but also the hard work that has brought us here today. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak today, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Joey. Now, on to the reason that we all have gathered, the awarding of the diplomas of the class of 2024. All right, first, before we get started, and Juan, you can have your group stand up your row, please, and get assembled. I want to introduce the Vice Chair of our Board of Trustees, an alumnus, Mr. David Townsend, class of 1975, who will hand diplomas to our graduates and always looks good on camera. And families and those in attendance, when I announce your graduate, I ask that you, parents and relatives and friends, stand along with
that graduate's advisor, and just hold your loudest applause until I announce either the college he's attending or his next step in life. You ready? Juan Ignacio Vera Corona, class president from Querétaro, Mexico, accompanied by Mr. Alfonso Vera Hernandez, Mrs. Pia Corona Altigues, and Mr. Alfonso Vera Corona, Blue Ridge School class of 2022. A 3-year student will attend Universidad Panamericana. Joey Four, class vice president from Woodbridge, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Joe Four, Mrs. Michelle Saigon Four, Mr. Jacob Four, class of 2027, and Mr. Jamie Four. A 4-year student will attend Purdue University. Matthew Bergeron, class representative from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, accompanied by Mr. James Bergeron and Ms. Catherine Bergeron. A 3-year student will attend Florida State University. Sebastian Bosquez Grimaldo, class representative from Panama City, Panama, accompanied by Dr. David Bosquez Foti, Mrs. Nellie Grimaldo, Mr. David Bosquez Jr., Ms. Veronica Bosquez, and Mr. Rafael Bosquez. A 4-year student, he's still deciding. Eduardo Acosta Vasquez from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, accompanied by Mr. Edwin Acosta, Ms. Caroline Vasquez, Mr. Samuel Acosta, Mr. Jose Vasquez, and Mr. Jose Antonio Vasquez. A 2-year student will attend Universidad Iberoamericano. Eric Blanford from beautiful downtown St. George, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Craig Blanford, Mrs. Kat Blanford, and Mr. Mark Blanford, class of 2026. A 1-year student will attend Algonquin College. Nicholas Canning from Alexandria, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Thomas Canning, Mrs. Hope Shearer, Mrs. Beverly Canning, Mr. John Canning, and Ms. Jackie Canning. A 2-year student will attend Hope College. William Cortad Carrere Jr. from New Orleans, Louisiana, accompanied by Mr. Court Carrere and Mrs. Lauren Carrere. A 2-year student will attend University of Mississippi. Sam Charbonneau from Coquitlam, Canada, accompanied by Mr. Steve Charbonneau, Mrs. Robin Charbonneau, and Mr. Jack Charbonneau, class of 2021. A 2-year student will attend Hofstra University. William Will Collier from Great Falls, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Julian Collier, Mrs. Jennifer Collier, Mr. Jamie Collier, Mrs. Elizabeth Collier, Mr. Mark Proveno, Mrs. Debbie Proveno, and Mrs. Allie Barringer. A 4-year student will attend University of Kentucky. Casper Corsello from Washington, D.C., accompanied by Mr. Andrew Corsello, Mrs. Dana Corsello, and Mr. Quincy Corsello. A 3-year student will attend Sewanee, University of the South. Pedro Doreto Alencastro from Ribeirão Preto, Brazil, accompanied by Mrs. Rosalie Doretto, a 2-year student. He's pursuing a gap year and then will attend college in Europe.
Thank you.
Temilayo Fasaranti from Chamblee, Georgia, accompanied by Mr. Tope Fasaranti and Mrs. Tolu Ope Fasaranti. A 1-year student will attend Virginia Commonwealth University. Leonardo Figueroa Torres from Mexico City, Mexico, accompanied by Mr. Israel Figueroa Manzano and Mrs. Claudia Guadalupe Torres Ruiz. A 2-year student will attend college in Mexico. Isaiah Gill from Surrey, Canada, accompanied by Mr. Rick Gill, Mrs. Cheryl Gill, and Mr. Elijah Gill, class of 2025. A 2-year student will attend Chowan University. Doris Dorman Greer V from Washington, D.C., accompanied by Mrs. Margaret Harrison, Mrs. Evie Harrison, Mr. Robert Harrison, Mr. Dorrance Greer, and Ms. Sunny Greer. A 3-year student will attend Georgia Southern University. Delu Montero Guerra from Maputo, Mozambique, accompanied by Mr. Aitor Guerra. A 2-year student will attend Lynn University. Alexis Herrera Hernandez from Atizapan de Zaragoza, Mexico, accompanied by Mr. Manuel Abraham Herrera Amezcua, Mrs. Erica Hernandez Lagunas, and Ms. Aranza Herrera Hernandez. A 2-year student will attend Georgia Southern University. Connor Horan from Fairfax, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Michael Horan, Mrs. Cynthia Horan, Mr. Andrew Horan, and Ms. Julia Horan. A 2-year student is still deciding. Cedric Jungmann from Berlin, Germany, accompanied by Mrs. Anna Jungmann, Mr. Kenneth Jungmann, and Ms. Ilona Jungmann. A 2-year student will attend Dickinson College. Apiruk Kamunpapasawat from Lampan, Thailand, accompanied by Mr. Pongtada Kamunpapasawat and Mrs. Anusara Filitiavaron. A 2-year student will attend Thammasat University in Thailand. Idan Moshe Kogan from Herzliya, Israel, accompanied by Mr. Clint Alexander and Mrs. Elaine Alexander. A 2-year student will enlist in the Israeli Defense Force. Min Koo from Busan, Republic of Korea, accompanied by Mr. Andy Davis and Mrs. Anna Gray Hogan. A 4-year student will enlist in the military service of South Korea. Daniel Lamb from Durham, North Carolina, accompanied by Mr. Greg Lamb, Mrs. Stephanie Alt Lamb, Mrs. Jerice Papas, Mrs. Susan Wilson, Ms. Martina Diodato, and from Stratham, New Hampshire, accompanied by Mr. Howard Luddington, Mrs. Nalita Luddington, and Mr. Luke Luddington. A 1-year student will attend High Point University. Martin from Silver Spring, Maryland, accompanied by Mr. Tracy Martin and Ms. Angela Woods. A two-year student will attend California State University, Long Beach. Jake Robert McGee from Jackson, Mississippi, accompanied by Mr. Jake McGee, Mrs. Jen McGee, Ms. Bonnie McGee, and Mr. Worth McGee. A four-year student will attend High Point University. Talik Darshin Montgomery from Westchester, Pennsylvania, accompanied by Mrs. Gina Montgomery and Mr. Kean Montgomery. A one-year student will attend Myrtle Beach Collegiate. Lucas Moore from Durham, North Carolina, accompanied by Ms. Tracy Parham, Ms. Carla Moore, and Ms. Jordan Moore. A two-year student will attend Elon University. Jackson Moray from Arlington, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Stephen Moray, Mrs. Heather Moray, Mr. Samuel Moray, Mr. Benjamin Moray, and Ms. Mary Catherine Moray. A three-year student will attend Hampton-Sydney College.